And there we have it. Another one of the great spirits revealed and established within Black Clover. We've got three now. We've got Salamander, we've got Sylph, and we've got Undine. Next is Gnomes. I'm guessing Gnome we won't really see until we get to the Diamond Kingdom kind of arc area. I mean, there's the theory that it's somewhere within the Spade Kingdom, but I feel like maybe it originated from there, moved over to the Diamond Kingdom. To me, it just makes more sense to go to the Diamond Kingdom. Either way, here we have the Hart Princess's kind of contract with the Water Spirit, the Great Water Spirit. And the question that I think a lot of people had going into it was exactly, what was the identity of this character. I feel like the Water Spirit was the very large, probably, amount of people guessing. I had this kind of like theory that maybe it was a devil that resembled a spirit, just because I was, trying to play with it a little bit, because we know that there's a big curse coming out of there. Either way, it was still really interesting, because now we have this shiny new giant water spirit, and unlike Sylph and, or Belle and Salamander, Undine looks like she's at full power. She looks like she is fully kind of like spread out. Obviously we know with that Belle is still growing. It seems that that the spirits are linked up in their proportion to their the person that they're kind of attached to. In Salamander, I still saw this, saw Salamander growing, and I doubt that its full power was achieved with Fauna, since she was not an offensive fighter at all, and Salamander was all based around offensive capability. But this is a character, a Hart Princess, who's supposed to be really powerful, like powerful as the entire Clover Kingdom's Magic Knight Brigade. So, this looks like she's at full boost. Plus, I mean, she seems to be some form of water humanoid, and really, I don't know how much you can get more full grown than this. Like a 30-foot tall giant busty fish lady. I mean, really, that's pretty good. Now, not only that, we got a showing of Gaja's magic, and looking at it, we see him kind of like forming runes from his hands, and he's shooting a lightning bolt. Not only, just as a straight lightning bolt, but it also homes in, and there's a talk of the magic's level. There's a tier system, and I know the official translation said stages. I think it's, stages or tiers make a lot of sense. And the reason I really like this is because it's not like, because there seems to be, it's not really a power level, I want to say. It's a tier system. It's just saying like, oh, the level of the magic itself. No, and you can have like, oh, a tier 1 and tier 5 or whatever, but it's not like, oh, this guy's power level is 8,000, this guy's power level is 5,000. Well, the 8,000 guy should win easily. It's the magic's level itself, not the user, not the level of the user. It's purely based off of the magic stage in this apparent system. Now, looking at Gaja's magic, I'm wondering if his magic itself is lightning magic and not just like some form of runic magic. And the reason that is we see him affecting nature. And one thing that always stuck in my head during the Elf Resurrection arc is when Luck, he's controlled by the Elf, Luflu, and you have him fighting Magna and Vanessa, and it looks like that they've won, but then that's where the boosted form that Luflu has, you see Asta coming in, and then there's that big lightning strike from the sky, and then, there's a big boost within Luflu's power and speed. Now, the reason is because it was really interesting to see, like, he was affected by nature. He seemed to be able to cause this storm cloud to just drop a lightning bolt on him. And I'm guessing, that's going to have a relation to the Hart Kingdom's magic. It's more of drawing magic out of nature, affecting nature around you, and that's how exactly, you're going to use whatever abilities you have. So the question is Gaja's magic lightning magic, or is it runic magic that can affect certain aspects around? Like if we put it into a tree, would he be able to use tree magic? What if he put it into like a big boulder? Would he be able to use like a stone magic? It's very straightforward right now. Oh yeah, it's he's using lightning magic. I think the runic magic makes much more sense to me, because otherwise why wouldn't it just be straight lightning magic? Why would the runes need to be there other than, like a cool effect? Like it does look really cool when he's putting them up in the air and then they're kind of like sticking down like some like decal into the sky. But I think that just straight lightning magic would be too plain for this guy, who's seemingly a pretty big deal over in the Hart Kingdom, at least from what we can assess right now. And then with the water spirits, you know, one of the theories is like, okay, what if maybe it's not a water spirit, maybe it's a devil, because we know that there's some devil work going on over in the Hart Kingdom. We know there's a big curse attached to it. And one of the theories following that is the person that's, you know, sitting on the throne right now. Because it's not like, oh yeah, I've been here since the start of the Hart Kingdom. They always form a pact with, you know, whoever's in charge. And then we have the Hart Princess. And when Asta ends up getting like pulled down into the water, because we know that in his form, one of the weaknesses of his anti-magic form, his black form, is it's straight drawn to large levels of magic. You know, it's like lightning to a lightning rod, no pun intended, towards Gaja. But he's, you know, he's getting pulled around by the magic because his sword is trying to home in on it, as well as his anti-magic itself. And, you know, the water spirit's just explaining to him, like, the tier system. Again, I like the tier system more than a straight power level, because you could have, like, oh, yeah, you know, this guy's tier 2 and this guy's tier 4. Tier 4 guy could still win because it's purely based off of the magic itself. Like, Magna would probably be pretty low tier, but his whole magic, like, and his fighting style isn't based around, like, crazy good magic or, you know, being real, being just real overwhelming. His is more of like, you know, the variety of his fireballs and the different like things they do and how he can combo them together. You know, intelligence can still win. I imagine that anybody who's like, oh, tier 0, and, you know, there's obviously going to be like a difficulty gap between, you know, multiple tier difference, but it's still possible. And I think at that point it just depends on like, well, how strong is the user itself, not just the magic. Because you could have like, you could probably have like super grade magic and not be very powerful. I mean, again, look at Noelle. Noelle's powerful, but it's not like every single person that's stronger than her is automatically going to be tier 0, because she's apparently, you know, she's got tier 1 magic, but she's not a captain level character, and I doubt the captains are all level 0, because then, you know, how would they grow? It's just the stage of the magic itself. It does give Noelle hype, but I don't think it just straight like, oh yeah, she's of this level. The tier system I like purely off of the fact that it's based on the magic, not on the user or their level of magic. It's just based off of this apparent tier system of the spell's quality of, you know, what exactly it would be like. I'm wondering if it's more of like getting to like a core level of the character, maybe something like, again, affecting nature or wearing the magic in some form of like large boost, maybe the way that it affects the person on top of it. But other than that, you know, we ended up getting like a really cool giant lightning strike from Gaja. And this one, again, it made me think of Lufalu's, because the fact that he was straight affecting nature. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm going to shoot a lightning out of my hands or my feet, or, you know, put a lightning bolt in front of me into a weapon and shoot it. He's just straight affecting nature around him. And we know that you know, the elves were really adept into mana, and as well as the nature of mana. And here we have the Hart Kingdom, who, you know, that's seemingly their thing as well. So maybe like the elves learn from them, maybe they learn from the elves, maybe it's just something you realize once you get strong enough. But when things started to get lost and you know, characters were in danger, because you had, you know, this big lightning bolt come down and Asta, who got chained to the ground. Now this pushes one of my theories over the Hart Princess, because I was like, well, what exactly is going to be the special thing about the Hart Princess? What was the reason that we had like a silhouette of her and not just showing the character? The fact that, okay, we see water, okay, yeah, water spirit, but look at the shackle. The shackle doesn't look like water. It looks like metal. And we know that Noelle's mother was cursed. Could the curse in fact be that, you know, it didn't kill her, but she had to maybe give up her body to the Hart Princess? Maybe she had to come and take the spot on the throne. What exactly is that? Because what's it going to be like? Oh, it's just condensed water, maybe? Is it supposed to be ice? I don't think so. It looks like metal. And who's a metal user that we know of? Aesir Silva, who's somebody that we know was affected by a devil, Aesir Silva. And apparently a strong one, because Megicula is the only one that we know that has a name so far. So if she's apparently, you know, she had a huge curse on her, and it was to the point where she can't, if you talk about it, you also get cursed. So, okay, maybe she's got to leave. and it could be a reason to try that the devil set up to try and get them away from their loved ones. And it's like, okay, yeah, come over here, where you're far from them and they're out of reach of the dangers of catching your curse. I like that theory. I'm gonna run with it because to me it makes sense, and I think that whole like little metallic shackle really helps that theory as well. I mean, really, like, what other reason would she also have this level of magic? And it's not like, well, how does she have two different magics? Well, maybe she's got water magic from the spirit, or maybe she's not even the one doing it. She's just contracted with the spirit, and the spirit's using water magic, where she's just kind of linked up to said spirit. It also would explain why, the character has, like, a lot of magic, because we already know that something like Aesir, she's in that same kind of position that Mary Leona is, where she's somewhere between, she's stronger than a captain. She seems to be close to being kind of like that magic emperor level, but not exactly there yet. So somebody like that getting a great spirit, that's a huge boost. And then years of being boosted further by Hart Kingdom mana. Again, something to me makes sense. It would make sense if this is her, or just maybe her body being controlled. But again, everything started to look bad, and they're like, oh shit, how are they going to get out of this? But we know that Nero is with them. Nero was not seen from the part right before. Like, she was on Asta's head, and then he gets pulled away. Where'd she go? And then we see when Asta's in trouble, here she comes down to the water. She's using her magic to undo the seal on the shackles to let Asta out. And then with Finral, because we know Finral, his magic works either with places he can see or places he's very familiar with. And, what exactly is the extent of him seeing? Like, what if he saw a picture? And here we have Mosa, who's got her flower guidepost, it makes out a layout of an area. So if he sees it, even in that, logically, he should still be able to teleport to it. So bam, teleported away, opened up a portal, and then opens up another gate back to the guy, and then bam, here comes the sea dragon's roar from Noelle, right into Gaja. Now, Gaja, I want to see how much damage he takes from this, because we already know that her roar is still really strong. I mean, we have Vito, who, I know, before the third eye, I mean, he's still pretty strong before the third eye, and he, everywhere that the sea dragon touched, like, tore his body apart. So Gaja, just if he like takes some damage, but he's fine, then that already is just gonna spell like how powerful Gaja is. Because we know he's gonna be really strong, but the extent we don't know. If he's able to take an attack that pretty much was going to kill a captain level character, and he gets off and he's fine, that's just gonna hype him up. And Noelle's it's very strong. We know how powerful it is, but it's a big linear attack. It's easy to dodge, seemingly. And she's only got so many shots of it. And actually, just looking at it, I noticed like the cool like little cracked lines around the sea dragon's eye, similar to the salamanders. I like that. I thought that was neat. But think about it. Think about like how exactly, because if he's weaker and he's like somehow captain level, only captain level, then this would kill him. The only way he's going to survive is if he's like drastically stronger than someone like Vito, which I think it's easy to assume he is, but this would be full confirmation of it. And then right then, that chapter ends with Asta skipping over the water spirit, skipping over Undine and going through towards the Heart Princess. So the next chapter, we're going to get a reveal of maybe her face, or get a demonstration of how powerful she is. That I'm very curious about, because again, I think it's Aesir. My money's on Aesir Silva. I think that there's enough evidence to point towards it. At least there's enough evidence for it to at least to make sense as a theory, I would say. But other than that, drop a comment below. Tell me what you thought about the chapter. Do you think the Aesir Silva like theory holds strong? I'd like to hear, give me your opinion on that matter. As well as anyone else think of that scene of Lufulu calling down the lightning strike when we had Gaja affecting nature itself, affecting the weather. Other than that, like I said, comment below and thumbs up the video, press the like button and subscribe button, and check out my other videos. Other than that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed. I thank you all for listening. Bye.